Family Leonardo, me Nasila did on multimedia, the CEO voice of Salone. Today I come for talk to now, my family, make una continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share to our friends them. As we always try to bring for the latest news what they happen around Salone, whether it be politics or any other news them, what they happen or gossip, what they bring out to now live and direct. So please, my family, don't forget to subscribe and share to our friends them. You wanna touch the bell icon so that you don't miss any video we will try for bring out to now. So that's also we want make una don't forget also for subscribe to we TikTok channel on TikTok and also on Facebook or Facebook page or the Voice of Salone or also the on Instagram Voice of Salone. Please family, and don't forget to share. Okay, thank you now. Tata.
Me, family, una good evening, una good afternoon, or una good morning. This na una program again, Salone CashBox. Me family, today na the 27th of December 2024. Salone people, today na December 27. You know, me people in the Salone, you see, we must do everything, absolutely everything for redeem and save Salone. You know, Salone people, I know what I know because I do research and pay attention to Salone the last few years. So I know. You know, the people in the Salone, the world is just waiting for us for trigger with gentry. And then nobody in the Salone, no for Paul. Nobody. You know, I don't say, beaucoup people don't say these things than before. It seems like, well, a usual thing. Don't say, oh, the year. I understand. You know why? Una don't hear but una don't ever feel them or taste them. It is because the leader they are where una get, they don't get a clue. And even when I can say this talk, people in the field say I am being arrogant. People in the field say, oh, are too full of myself. No. Some people this not talk about I'm full of myself and arrogant. Me feel say I know or whatever. No. It simply means say these guys just don't have a clue. So una trust me on this. This but who past and present no get a clue. And I tell you this. They had no clue. And they don't get no clue. Like typical example, some people, by the way, the title of my audio today, I want to talk about to wait and hope on something. The most difficult thing now for wait and for hope. But I can't talk about it like, you know, link with religious faith. Like, you know, you're talking about the Muslims. Their faith and their hope in God is based on the principle of the Quran. The Christians, their hope and faith in God is based on the principles of the Bible. So Salone people look at that equation and follow it. Waiting, we hope, and you know, we trust for make Salone better. Waiting if for based on. I go enganaya and then continue with waiting. I will come and answer that question. But at the enganaya, for make una self help me in this audio. For make we better. For make we better. For make Salone better. Waiting we hope and we faith get for based on. It get for based on a principle. And what is that principle? Just as the Christians and the Muslims, their hope and faith in God based on the principles of the Quran and the Bible. Waiting, we hope and faith. Whose principle we get for based on for make Salone better? But some people are they come there. You know, Salone people, the reason they una suffering na Salone. Hey, me, I don't faint Panam. I saw this 6 years ago. I saw it. Uside these leaders, them. They don't get a clue. Una make no mistake. Forget about the doctorates. They don't get a clue. They don't get a clue. Una believe me on this. I know, like when I go say, Congo market, I don't tell una. Una go read the Bible. Jesus, he not heal nobody na Nazareth. Nobody, he not heal na Nazareth. Nazareth, uside the Bonham, he not heal nobody. Because in Papa na be carpenter. In Papa be poor. They be see Jesus, they run na the street. So, they know, if you think Jesus want lay hand for them, put the hand for me. The carpenter and picking. So that's how, when they look at me, and by the way, I'm not, by any stretch of imagination, I'm just giving a story. Compare me, may God forbid. But what are they trying to say? Just like I think that the Bible will say, like a king is not known in his own land. Salone people, I know the reason why Africa is like this. I keep repeating this. People keep saying, oh, Africa, they go take loan. Oh, Africa, they go pay high debt to the loan. Oh, Africa, they pay 10%, 15% interest rates on their loan. Oh, Africa, no need debt. Oh, Africa, like the West, they pay 1%. But Africa, I know the reason for that. And we should not complain for it. You know they compare orange and lame. You cannot, and you shouldn't. You will compare like with like. For make you able to compare two people, you get for able to make sure say that they're at the same frequency and make like a judgment right there. You know who compare whose side then you uphold the principle of democracy, whose side then you uphold the principle of communism, whose side then you uphold whatever you call them. Or let we say they uphold dictatorship to the extent. Who said they uphold even military coup? Who said as long as it's the principle where una adopt, una must uphold them. And una get for go by them. Any deviation from it, na risk. Any deviation. Go ask their mathematicians them. May they tell una. Standard deviation. Any deviation from the mean, na risk. So it's the same thing. If you deviate from your principle, now I make like people are going to say, oh, democracy not perfect. Yes, not true. But ask the mathematician, anytime you deviate from the mean, the bigger the deviation, the higher the risk. Basic principle. So like the West today, they say, oh, no, democracy not the way perfect. Not true. But then deviation, it's not to the tail end. It's not a huge difference from the mean. The moment Africa now, Salone to be specific, then the deviation, it big. Now one. Because it's so huge that they make election, they not even call a result. That is why we pay 20% interest rate. That is why we rely on grants. That is why we rely on Tayami Taku. That is why we rely on Bega Bega. That is why we rely on donation. That's why. And people do not see this. You go get ministers then when they tell you how for right project. Imagine JJ Blood and the former financial secretary, Sajusu also. They sit on 98.1 one day. Then they talk, say, we go take loan from World Bank. But then they talk to World Bank, for make World Bank convert we loan to grant. Then una they tell me, una get mind for telling me, say, like we market me come out. So I not fit for handle the affairs of we country, the economic affairs of we country. JJ Blood, them people, they young people and be gentle. But now in the tell we say, una not even know the economic impact of that. Not even understand. This is, some people, I'm not going to lie. The last few days, I kept quiet because I am tired and frustrated. People, na Salone, just, I don't know if now how them politicians, I don't know, put we. They don't want to make we think for we safe anymore. Some people have apologies if this audio get for long. Because I want to talk about Samura Kamara in tweet as well. Imagine in December. You see, this is not the ineptitude. This is not the lack of knowledge, the lack of know-how. How for turn Salone 2 to 4. This now all examples of this. Imagine in December. Outside there is a buoyant mood. The mere, the miri, it get people for spend. We could make the economy turn. When I remember what I can tell you about like the fountain theory. Hey, if even the government, I see them say now they go make choke points for ID card, then it's all a press release. I listen to a brother where make a video where they talk about the press release of like the checkpoint they want to make for beginning to make ID card. They're finding ways for making money. Hey, this is not the reason. If I remember long time ago I do an audio, what I tell people I say there is nothing wrong if even government go take for borrow money for pay salaries. Nothing no wrong with that. Nothing, absolutely no wrong with that. If only they follow the principle of the fountain theory. Nothing no wrong with that. And I do a calculation. The overdraft interest rate what they pay, waiting will they get for man in terms of corporation tax, in terms of VAT, GST, we want to call them na Salone, in terms of like the tax they want the tax, when they tax people them. Bank fees, the bank profits when they make, and one thing the salaries when they pay the staff them out of this bank, it surpass the interest rate what they pay to the bank. If only we look at the fountain theory. How a government, one of the tandem, Prede and Christmas, where people get a very buoyant, the day in a very buoyant atmosphere and mood for spend. They get a migi for spend. Now they understaff people enough for pay their salaries. It tells you these guys do not understand waiting they make an economy they churn, waiting they make an economy they grow. They do not have a clue. Then country there all day. Christmas, ask America for their Thanksgiving. They pay them beforehand. Because it grow the economy. In fact, most of the time in the UK, the fourth quarter, the last quarter, always they grow. Always. If you see no grow now, no say something really happen. Because of the Christmas mood, the Christmas miri, the Christmas bet on people and for spend. If even the government be go lend money for pay people them, it's a good economic decision. Very good one. But when you talk about these things, people will tell you, say, oh, you don't tell we say you poor. Useless talk. Big fool talk. I do talk. So because I've been poor, are useless in a society. I shouldn't contribute. Me only learn nothing. You know, I saw somebody they tell me, like, they say, waiting, that ain't puppet. Adebayo, they talk, say, in the call on the Minkailo Mansare. You see, this now the mindset of people, where are they telling now? Adebayo, they call on Minkailo Mansare. Where he say Minkailo Mansare, native man. Where he say Minkailo Mansare, eat hard money. Where he say Minkailo Mansare, that they destroy APC. Now, all of a sudden, they call on Minkailo Mansare for take action against Taman Koba or so. Tamenko, wait now the MP name. We talk about the bribe when they go take for the Auditor General election. Now the Auditor General, I get to do audio specifically for him. With the impact. He said he call on Minkailo Mansari. But you know, ever come to we it and clear to we why you been telling we otherwise for Minkailo Mansari. Why you been tell we say Minkailo Mansare native man, Minkailo Mansare eats hard money, Minkailo Mansare that they destroy APC, that they destroy Salone, that they thief na minds. You don't come back and tell we. Some people, why would they pay attention? Why would they allow any people for the street to like Pekin? When they pinch on and go na sweets, they pinch on and go na sweets, and on just follow. Why? Do you ask questions? Why are they by your tweets now? For praise Minkailo. If they call on Minkailo now for men to take disciplinary action for Tamenko or whatever, and then, but the Mame Bangwan and they still in the parliament, so we go against. So it means all this while APC being glad. Now, all of a sudden, Tamenko, they tell we say, they give them money for going to parliament. But this very Minkailo Mansare, they tell we say, now Samura Kamara go meet them, say, the MPs them for going to parliament. But people let me talk and say that these guys them want for going to parliament because they don't take bribe. But in the Minkailo Mansare can't talk now, say Samura Kamara, they force them say that they go to parliament. Ebo, Salone people them. Ebo! You see, this is not some of the things that are more frustrating to me because Salone people them, no one do research for themselves. They just want to make themselves them waiting for say and waiting for believe and waiting for think. I can always tell you anytime I give you anything where I say Salone get this, I beg you for make you go do research. Simple Google, you can then your phone self, you Google them, and they come up. Do research. Stop being lazy. Don't just listen for waiting person they tell you. Don't just do that. Salone people, look. You see, when people they talk about, you know, Yvonne Akisoya, I listened to Mr. Salone today, they talk about Akisoya and Thief One. Look, somebody, strange to we. You know why these people they don't want to make we all survive in this? Now because they know too well, say, pump go luck. And the progress and growth of Salone will be for the general good of everybody in that country. Salone people, at the tell us, Salone gets waiting it take for make we turn the Dubai of this world. Una believe me on this. Hey, I don't tell una about Yvonne Akisoya. This not also they say. A call comrade, a big comrade, make comrade beg me. Comrade Kweta. For make comrade Kweta beg me. Do ya man not talk about how he thief money, with how he connive with that manga lady for how they thief their money when they accuse them of. Salone people, Yvonne Akisoya stole that money. He thief him. He call comrade, a big comrade. Do ya? He make manga no register for tax. Then that way they be siphon the money. He self. They call me, they tell me, say, dear, not talk that talking. Manga wasn't registered for tax. Because she wasn't employed. She was self-employed. But if it's supposed to register for tax, then that tax certificate they denied for me come with to Yvonne Akisoya. She never did. Yvonne Akisoya deny me if na lie the lie pa you. They didn't send it in that's any I debate you. I debate you. If you know say you na woman, deny that. If you know say you na woman, T. Like when the team the man can say, if you know say you na woman, G, deny that. Come out and talk am. You are embers for you. Dangerous lady. Dangerous lady. But when you talk about them picking their wedding in London, they enjoy, they go tell we say we get bad at. Like when that idiot lady go talk say they get bad at for Kefala Mara and PK. That's what they do. When you talk the truth. Idiots them. They eat ill-gotten wealth. We make them they become posh in a salon. We make them be the grown in salon. They now we they take another cost we. Me no be get problem. Me have the glad for gentleman then. We not be even care safe. Because I was comfortable in my poverty. I loved it. You know, salon people, to what? To wait and hope on something. Why you for wait? Why you for hope on something? Why? As long as, I tell you, the Christians, their hope and faith in God come out from waiting. The Bible. The Muslims, their hope, their wait within the wait, their faith in God come out from waiting. The Quran. Salon people, who now wait and hope in Salon in better one. Waiting if I come out from. Whose principle? It's that principle of democracy. I know it is difficult to wait. I know. So, like me, one of my biggest, impatience, now for wait. Now for wait. And I understand. But you know one thing, Salon people, democracy cannot fail like this blatantly. It cannot and it shouldn't. It cannot. We must keep our hope because we hope and we faith and not day on anything. I remember one thing will be the thing will be small. Some believe in Tai, some believe in Juju, some believe in Sebe, oh, I believe in Jesus. I call my Savior Emmanuel. Mama love that song. Emmanuel, oh Emmanuel, Emmanuel, oh Emmanuel. I call my Jesus Emmanuel. Some believe in Tai, some believe in Juju, some believe in Sebe, oh I believe in Jesus. I call my Savior Emmanuel. The only time you go deviate from the principle of the Bible and the Quran now where you not believe. The only time where you want to make God bless you, but you don't want to believe in the Quran and the Bible, now where you want to go to Sebe, to Juju man. And that's what these APC and most people, SLP people, believe. They do not believe in the principle of democracy, but they want to make Salone better. They want to make their life move on. You cannot have your cake and eat it. Salone people, Salone in better one. Hey, you know why we gotta use the word democracy? Because now we say, now we don't adopt. As a principle. If not communism are for me talk about. If not dictatorship are for me talk about. If not military rule are for me talk about. But we, not democracy. Any deviation from democracy, now that's no more. Apparently. Me family, hey, make nobody not telling us, oh, now 1 year, 6 months don't go so. Oh, now 2 years they can so. I understand. And Samura Kamara, we get for day on you. It's about time you begin to throw threats, words them to the international community because I strongly believe you are getting this hope and comfort from the international community. But we the people them, we also you they see and talk, we know they see them. And you do not want us for make we say we tire for hope. Because you know one thing? You know what we they do? When we hope in God, we read the Bible. We read the Quran every day. That's where our hope comes from. Where is our hope coming from? When it comes to this democracy, it should be coming from the book that you're reading. Are you showing us that book? Are you showing us that book? And we must start to read that book. And you must therefore tell we that book. You must therefore tell we if na Amazon and they sell that book. You must therefore tell we whose side and they sell that book. So we read and sing from the same hymn sheet. Powerful tweet by you. You know, I know you've said things. You've tweeted stuff. You've written stuff. For me personally to believe that waiting they accuse you of, say you sell, I don't believe. And I always tell people, if Samura Kamara sell, well, this is really sabi sell. Because waiting Samura Kamara, they do so. Then tweets they are. If you say, imagine, this tweet where Samura Kamara tweet, it include the pastor where then the lie say Samura Kamara in church, they don't go make a deal. This pastor, they're part of the pastors them. Now them pastor they are Samura Kamara put in inverted commas. Say they know the truth. If it's them, cheeky way. This pastor where they say, now I go sign deal between Samura Kamara and Madabio. Now there, if it's so. Some people might read the tweet. My fellow Sierra Leoneans, as you all are aware, we are currently in an extremely challenging post-election environment, marred with Salone people, in other words, marred with expression like, you know, like impaired, you know, they try for cover light, you know, we say marred with expression of disappointment, anger, grief, and seemingly hopelessness. It's not like I say, like seemingly hopelessness just means say, it's not like say, hope no day. But no, Salone people, we must find we hope in the principle of democracy. But we must start to read in that same book. Because not a one great person no more for the reader. Not a Samura Kamara no more for the reader. We must therefore read them. In fact, if we even will not read them, Samura Kamara, you must be communicating these things quite regularly. You be the pastor, we be the congregation. Read what's in the Bible. Some people we know they actually care Bible, go to church or Quran, go to mosque. But wait till you read from them, we they understand. Some people might continue. It's a made with expression of disappointment, anger, grief, and seemingly hopelessness. Knowing that your votes were not counted and the fact that your electoral commission could not account for your ballots. Many of you are questioning the efficacy of elections and by extension, democracy. In other words, efficacy just means like the desired result, waiting, you know, election for really be. It said many of you are questioning the efficacy of elections and by extension, democracy. Yes! Look what he said. Because of that, because of all this mess, it says, in the face of such deliberate institutional failure and daylight fraud, this is not possible they say don't say. Others, including some men of God, in inverted comma, abusing, running around, desperately preaching peace. I am compelled to state that many of these men and women know the truth. Sorry, it is just that they are not bold enough to speak the truth where they should. May the fear of God resurrect and prevail in their hearts, as well as in the architect of such unprecedented electoral fraud. Meanwhile, let us, as good citizens, continue to hold on to expectations of peace, justice, truth sooner rather than later. Salone people. If Samura Kamara don't sell, it tweets this way. But Salone people, this now simple 1+1. You don't need rocket science. You don't need bachelor's degree. You don't need PhD, masters for understand these things. We can win this fight. But when we hope, it must be. If you they say for move on to 2028, it means you have no hope for Salone better one. If you say for move on to 2028, you get no faith, say Salone get forever better. It is as simple as that. Because anybody in hope or faith get for be based on a principle. It get for be based on a principle. If your principle is not within, if your faith and hope is not within a principle, it's a waste of time.